Okay. Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Andrew Lau, Lo president. Oh, it's good to see you, all of you. Actually, it was nice that at least now I noticed some of you saying that they have not gotten some of the invitation previously. And I start finding out that because of the Weber, the company that sent us our email, is actually has some so-called system issues. So they somehow, some of the email was not able to pass out. So sorry about that. I'm glad I see all of you guys again. And this is going to be a very good webinar, what you can able to help you to understand the importance of really keeping your diabetes or your pre-diabetic control so you don't get dementia. Well, let me share with you some of the reason why this is so important. Because as you know, as you get older, first of all, your memory is also not so good. But now with pre-diabetic diabetes, you're gonna make you even worse in the memory. Now, I'm sure you have a lot of relatives. Let me share with you a story, including my mother-in-law. She will come up and ask me same question in 5 to 10 minutes about 15 times. Have you eaten dinner yet, for example? And we're asking the same thing over and over again. Now, you can't blame her because she really do not know that she asked you that question. She just thought that she haven't asked, so she'd be nice. Have you eaten dinner yet? Da, 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 da. But actually, really at the end of the day, she really did not remember she asked you that question. So net result of that, you thought that, man, she's so, bothersome. Every time ask me the same old question over and over again. But at the end of the day, it's not the case. She just don't remember because the sugar kind of blocked the blood in the brain vessel, so the information doesn't pass through. So net result, she will not remember ask you the sharp questions. So this is a real typical example of a lot of our diabetes, pre-diabetic patient with dementia. So eventually that symptom will kind of shows up. So I just want to make sure that you start understand that, then you will be appreciate a lot about this webinar because they help you to prevent you to really decrease the risk of continue getting worse and worse dementia. Because once you get dementia, all you can do is control, but it will not improve a lot, but at least you will not deteriorate. And as you know, when you get pre-diabetic and you become diabetes, and you now become more serious diabetic, and eventually then the next thing you will be possible getting is Alzheimer's disease. As you know, Alzheimer again is total memories, is getting worse and worse and so forth. So today's webinar, I think we have a lot of people like to hear this webinar. The reason is because they realize this is a potential risk and dangers if you do not start taking action now. Okay, so I'm going to start our webinar right now, and I will further basically tell you more about tips. How do you prevent that? Let me get this over first. Hi， 各位同友，我係 Andrew Lau 啊，盧 President， 你好啊，好高興啊！今日好多人咧，好有興趣聽呢個webinar 嘅。點解咧？可能因為好多人都知道，咦？如果係咁嘅話，喂，第時我係咪唔會唔記得嘢㗎？咁我應該去點去處理呢東西啊？咁呢樣嘢咧，其實咧係一個十分係好重要嘅 topic 嚟嘅。嗱，我覺得你每一個老人家咧都會知道啦，譬如好似 for example 啦，我個外母就係咁啦，佢成日都問你想買咩？想買，哇，問咗10幾次，5分鐘內喎，仲要。咁嘅時候咧，佢啲細佬哥就話你，喂，阿媽你好煩啊！咁其實係咪好煩咧？其實佢真係唔知喎，因為個腦咧，嗰血管咧，俾塞啲糖塞咗，去唔到去後邊嗰度咧，咁佢真係唔記得咗，佢真係問佢啲 question 嘅。咁其實如果你係前期患病或者糖尿病患者，一路落心落去嘅時候咧，你就會變咗 end up with Alzheimer disease 喎。咁呢個咧就更加禍啦。所以其實咧 dementia 即係呢個失憶嘅症咧，其實真係要 control 嘅，早啲知道點 control。咁原來食物係一個好大嘅幫助。咁今日我所講嘅東西咧，你知道之後咧，咁你開始控制咧就會好嘅。咁今日我覺得你講完之後咧，你就知道哇，好多 tips 係好有幫助喎。 咁同埋咧仲話好鼓勵你係真係要快啲做呢樣嘢。如果唔做咧，第時你就係好多時咧，你唔會記得做咩。So today our webinar, I think we have a lot of people from all over the world try to listen to this webinar. So I can see how important this webinar for many of us to get us really prevention of this dementia because you have pre-diabetic diabetes. Now, I have another, story to tell you. I have another customer who is pre-diabetic and came in and it said, well, why should I worry? Because I want to pre-diabetic right now. Everything's okay, no signs, symptoms, da, da, da. And then after maybe a year later on, although at that time, when she first talked to me, yes, she had really no issue. Her blood sugar was slightly almost to the point of diabetes, was 6.4, as very much borderline. But at the end of the day, when she see me again about a year and a half later, her blood sugar has always been 8 and 9. And then she starts saying that, wow, I talked to you before, I thought nothing happened. And now I have to start doing something, right? Because now 8 or 9, and she's now starting getting medication. And as time goes on, I said, hey, look, you really have to start controlling not only your diet, exercise, and your weight. And plus, you have to continue to measure blood sugar. Now, with that, she also realized, my memory start getting also not so good. So again, all that will be exhibited with all the entire thing as time goes on. Just year different. Wow, is really that much change? So with that, I think that we all can be motivated to do something so you won't get, in a sense, down the road, really become truly a very bad dementia. That will be very terrible because you will start forgetting your friend's name, not only your children's name, you cannot even remember your kids. Wow, that would be terrible. I have another story that this lady, 70-somewhat years old, the husband was very upset. And I think I shared this story before. Just one day, suddenly, she cannot remember the husband. Who are you? Imagine that if you marry 50 years and suddenly one day you're asking your husband, who are you? How hurt your husband is going to be. And I don't want any one of you will end up with this kind of problem. So really take dementia seriously. Okay, so today we are focusing what is brain health and what is science, why food has a lot to do with the brain behind it. And then how do you prevent dementia just using diet? But you can also, how do you manage your blood sugar so you can able to ensure your brain have good food that is continue to give you brain power, if you will. And how do you use lifestyle changes to get you better connective health in pre-diabetic diabetes? And then what kind of activities you do, and how do you monitor, and how do you get support, and how those should help you. So today is a full plate of information. We'll give it to you. And I'm sure after you listen to this, you will have some tips learn how to do that. Okay. 嗱，各位同友，今日咧議程係好多嘅。點解咧？今日咧係講咩叫健康嘅，俾你腦嘅大腦嘅健康咧，同埋食嘢係用咩方法能夠幫助你更加 boost 到你嘅腦嘅健康咧？同埋咧，仲有點控制血糖，同埋個腦有咩問題咧？如果你唔 control 好嘅話，係咪？仲有用咩生活方式改變到你嘅記憶咧？同埋咧點監控呢啲咁嘅問題出現咧？同埋點監控你嘅活動啊，幫助你能夠 improve 你個記憶咧？咁當然有血糖又點幫你咧？咁其實今日好多嘢喺度講嘅。咁仲有一個古仔咧，你都聽過。有一次有個婆婆啦，佢70零歲噶啦，咁佢先生都好照顧大家嘅。但係好可惜，個婆婆就真係好差嘅糖尿病啦。咁但係當佢見過有一日忽然間，佢就問個老公：你係邊個？我老公係好 upset，因為佢認唔到佢老公啊。咁變咗嚟講咧。就呢個咧係一個我見到好多嘅呢個問題見佢出現㗎啦，所以我都唔希望你哋任何一個病人咧係有呢個問題。咁希望大家都可以健康生活，記得大家最緊係記得你邊個 你嘅親戚朋友啊，多啲講嘢啊，咁就更加好啦。So really at the end of the day, you really need to take steps to help you to improve your quality of life and prevent your dementia. Okay, so anyway, as you know, if you have good quality of life, that means that you have a lot of independent thinking, you're connecting to the society, you're very productive, you can do things, you can active in daily life, you also well emotional, you're not depressed, you have not anxious, all that is there. Now, however, if you are really become dementia, suddenly, you got worse. Actually, you're now going to start, for example, you're diabetic, you start getting bad diabetes, the dementia start forming, and you can see that coming because you might not recognize it. Your relatives and your children definitely will see because you're going to start doing things that kind of differently, meaning that you're going to forget about, your children's name, for example, or keep asking the same thing, or your short memory will be really short, okay? And you really start getting less connected. So very important, not only you, because you yourself may not recognize, important to get your family to tell you also. So that way they know you are changing. If that's the case, you got to better talk to the doctor and so forth. So that way you will not because majority who have dementia will not able to identify a lot of the critical issues come along. So you got to tell your family also to let them know that if I have changed certain thing, you got to help me to get to the doctor because you will already have dementia. How can you remember to see the doctor, right? So it's very simple. So important to get your family member together to show you what you have changed and documented what you have changed, what have you not remember anymore. So that way you can very quickly understand, and then you can bring it to the medical doctors to tell them that is a problem you see. 嗱，各位朋友，因為咧，當你係有好嘅生活習慣嘅時候，即係好嘅生活品質啦嚇，咁你個大腦健康一定會好嘅。For example，你會係同朋友傾偈好啦，咁你亦都可以去做嘢啦，或者去做 volunteer work 啦，或者情緒上你好穩定啦。咁同埋咧，仲有咧就唔會有憂愁啊或者 depression 呢啲嘢啦。咁但係當你有 dementia 嘅時候，一個問題咧，你就會真係會係唔記得嘢，亦都你個人嘅生活習慣全部會開始改變，同埋咧你做啲嘢可能好怪怪地嘅。咁但係嗰陣時咧，可能你唔知喎，一定要由你屋企人或者你朋友可以話翻俾你聽，喂，你好似你有少改變咗啊！因為好多dementia 嘅人真係佢自己唔記得咗，佢點能夠仲記得去睇醫生咧？唔係嘅，所以變咗嚟講好重要咧，由你方面咧，你要開始話俾你朋友聽，喂，我如果真係有啲咁嘅情況發生，你快話俾佢聽，我叫我哋嘅屋企人咧帶你去睇醫生啊！咁所以變咗嚟講咧，呢個係一個好重要嘅環節咧，係要知道呢樣嘢。咁你有個知道呢樣嘢嘅時候咧，你就會開始咧去見你嘅醫生，亦都會開始咧去了解呢樣嘢你情況去到邊度。OK， 嗱。Today, I notice we have so many people. I guess this is a very interesting topic. So a lot of people, I don't remember seeing them before in our previous lecture. So I think this is a topic is so hot, right? Must be. But I want to make sure everybody go through this 4 step of how you get to diabetes. So that way we'll all catch up. Now, 4 steps, everybody go through the same from the pre-diabetic to diabetes. The first step you get off is your LDL, bad cholesterol goes up. And when that goes up, it will damage the B cell. The B cell is the cells that take sugar to the cells, right? So more B cells come out, it doesn't work. Then the sugar will be a lot more in the blood vessels, and the cholesterol add together, the blood becomes thick. Then you can very be easy to form many plaques, and very quickly you move to stage 2. The plaques are formed, you have less space, your blood pressure start moving up. Now that is the worst problem of diabetes. Diabetes is just forming plaques everywhere, the whole body, your brain, your heart, your kidney, everything. So this is continue for years. You're going to have a lot of health problems come along because once this plaque forms, it will not dissolve. It will still continue to be there. So you can quickly move to stage 3, which is the type you become a pre-diabetic. The blood sugar goes up. How the doctor measure a pre-diabetic? Every doctor do the same. They measure the hemoglobin percentage sugar attached to the hemoglobin. So if you are 5.7% of the sugar attached to hemoglobin, you are normal. Over from 5.7 to 6.4, you are pre-diabetic. And anything over 6.4, you are diabetes. So this is a time that when you're pre-diabetic, the sad thing is you have no medication. The doctor will usually advise you to say, hey, you know, you are pre-diabetic now. You need to watch out for your diet. However, it's not only the diet. You have to exercise. You have to lose your weight. Your whole lifestyle has to change in order to make yourself not to become a diabetes. If you do not do anything, keep the same lifestyle, unfortunately, your A1C over 6.4, you become a diabetes. Once you become a diabetes, you cannot reverse back to diabetic. You will continue to call you a diabetes. Your insurance goes up, everything goes up, and your life will be continue to be going to a stage where you have really get worse and worse and worse if you are not well controlled. So this is why I always teach you the 4 stages. Hopefully you understand, and you can take something action about it. Now, how low sugar can help you while you're pre-diabetic or diabetes? Low sugar has 2 things. It has guava leaves. What it does is it stops the sugar going to the blood vessels. Bitter melon will increase the insulin sensitivity, so it take the sugar back to the cells. Excess sugar, cholesterol, and sodium will throw out on the urine, and result you have blood sugar go down, cholesterol go down, and your blood pressure go down. So this is, and you also have detox. So this is a really wonderful product to help you to prevent you from continue to get worse of pre-diabetic and diabetes. We have so many patients now, thousands of patients who are actually being pre-diabetic. They are no longer, become a diabetes or total prevented. And if they are diabetes, we have a lot of patients also reverse back to pre-diabetic stage. Doctor stop the medication, and they are much healthier lifestyle because they changed the whole lifestyle. They're much healthier person now. So 各位朋友嗱，因為今日好多人咧嚟咗之後咧，我都知道佢哋係未好似我哋上個堂嘅。嗱，記住糖尿病嘅時候嘅人咧係會 go through all 4個 stage。第一個 stage 係膽固醇上升，膽固醇上升咧就 damage 嗰啲B 喺嗰個胰臟出嚟嘅 B cell 帶啲糖入去個細胞裏邊嘅。咁呢 B cell 出嚟唔 work 嘅話咧，咁糖越喺個血管越高啦。咁同埋加埋喺膽固醇咧，係啦，個血變咁好健，開始係咁塞，全身係咁塞，塞咗之後咧，你血壓就會上升，因為啲板塊咧少咗 space 喺個血管裏邊，咁你個人咧個血糖咧一路上升，但係咧個血管個塞咗嗰啲血管咧，咁嗰個成個身體係咁塞咧，咁你血壓就會上升咯喎。咁好快脆咧就跌咗去第3個 stage， 第3個 stage 就係你變咗前期患病，因為糖價上升啊嘛。咁所有醫生都係度呢樣嘢嘅，就係個 A1C， 就係個紅血球加有幾多 percentage of 呢個糖黐住紅血球咧。如果你 5.7 以下嘅咧，你係正常人；如果5.7至 6.4 咧，你就前期患病。嗱，前期患病係冇藥食嘅，醫生只話俾你，喂，你前期患病啦喎，咁你要注重啦。好多人都唔懂嘅，就又冇話真係好注重點樣食乜嘢啊，去做 exercise 啊，降咩磅數啊。如果咩唔做咧，好快脆3年至4年咧就變咗糖尿病。嗱，當你住咗糖尿病咧，弊家伙啦，你就係唔會翻轉頭嘅，即係你唔可以叫你determine 咗你糖尿病咧，醫生就唔可以話你可以改翻唔係糖尿啦，唔會嘅。呢個就係你要永遠個 record， 你一定只係控制嘅啫。咁變咗嚟講咧，你係要 take step。嗱，我如果飲去糖茶咧，就好多時幫咗好多病人咧。唔會去到醫院前期患病，就去前期患病 stay 前期患病，或者變咗唔會前期，唔係變咗前期患病。有好多係糖尿患病者飲咗去糖茶之後就變翻前期患病，好有幫助。咁其實去糖茶係咩咧？佢只係兩樣嘢，一個番石榴葉咧就 block 咗啲糖入血管裏邊咧。就苦瓜咧好處咧就係佢將糖帶翻，係用 increase 咗佢個胰島素嘅 sensitivity 帶翻啲糖入去個細胞裏邊咧。
多餘嘅糖同埋多餘嘅 cholesterol 同埋多餘嘅鹽咧就掉出嚟，咁然後咧就會 detox， 咁就好簡單嘅事。Another thing too, our company besides just telling you drinking low sugar is not there. It's not only that. We also teach you how to do dieting. Like today, we talk a lot about diet. That's what we'll do. We'll teach you how to do diet, prevent your blood sugar continue goes up. We'll also teach you about exercise, teach you about control weight. And then we have this webinar every week. So you notice this webinar is the same thing. Every week we'll talk about different subject, different area to help you understand how do you control your blood sugar. And we'll also give you how to track the blood sugar. And later on, you can learn about that. Later on, you can see the chart. Take a picture too. We'll show you how to do that. So we have a whole system to help you to better manage your blood sugar, your health. Hopefully, we'll bring your A1C down from 10% all the way to 5.7%. So you can be continually healthy and see your grandchildren. Always, and no really complicated health. 嗱，各位同友，其實我哋唔淨止叫飲去涼茶啦，仲有我哋有5個節目咧，係幫助你降低你嘅血糖、減固醇同埋血壓嘅。第一個就係點飲食嘅改變啦，同埋運動啦，同埋點降低磅數啦，降低 BMI 低過23啦，醫生嘅講座啦，每個禮拜我都有一堂講座，點樣度糖啦，咁呢啲就係我哋全部嘅節目咧，係幫助你係保持身體健康嘅。So I hope everybody already caught up with what we try to tell you. I think it's good. Now we'll go with the same subject, okay, to the today's subject. So first of all, we have to get you to understand why food can be so important. Because if you have a better food that you can eat every day, your brain health will be good, your thinking health will be good, your cognitive function will be good, everything will be good. So you want to continue to do that. So you might ask, well, what will be a good nutritional food for my brain, if you will? Now, certainly, every food you have rich vitamin, minerals, and then antioxidant. For example, all these food will be like green leaf vegetable, like for example, romaine vegetable to make a salad, for example, berries, nuts, whole grain. All these things are good for you. So you need to always look at that. Now, if you understand what is Mediterranean diet, that is excellent example, another one. So all these things, it will help you to improve your brain health, okay? 嗱，各位堂友，你問喂，咁食咩好重要啊？同埋做喺個科學上，如果食嘢係咪令到真係可以令到你個腦咧係 function 更加好咧？呢個 absolute 嘅，應間你仲有好多 slide 咧講俾你聽點解。咁其實咧食嘢咧係要一個好有營養性嘅東西啦，好似有裏面好多嘅 vitamin 啦，又有即係好多嘅食嘅裏邊咧能夠有好多東西令到你咧有好嘅營養啦，有好多維生素啦，有啲礦物質啦、抗氧化啦，all啲咁嘅東西咧係幫助你嘅。咁呢啲係咩東西啊 ？For example，綠色嘅葉嘅做沙律嘅葉啦，仲有果仁啦，有穀物啦，all呢啲係對你十分好嘅。咁我依家再俾多啲 information 咧，你會更加了解我講啲乜嘢。Okay, so really at the end of the day, what item will help you to have dementia prevention? Now, this is very important because really at the end of the day, you really got to have good omega-3, the fatty acid, omega-3. Well, how do you get omega-3? Oh, very simple. Just eat a lot of fatty fish like salmon, sardine, all those stuff is very, very good. Or codfish, good fish with good omega-3. And secondly, what you have is lots of walnut. That is also help you to give you better brain structure and function. Okay, so important, really, at the end of the day, omega-3 is a very important item for you to build your brain. That's why babies need a lot of omega-3. Secondly, you need to have a lot of good stuff with good antioxidant. Now, vitamin C, vitamin E, both items are very important for you to give you good dementia prevention. Okay, like for example, citric fruits, nuts, seeds, spinach, all these have good antioxidant product, okay? Then actually help you to protect your brain from oxidation stress or inflammation, for example. And low sugar tea is a good one because low sugar have a high antioxidant that will protect your brain. So that's why you drink low sugar tea, plus you eat all your good vitamin with good vitamin E. That will also help you. Polyphenols. Now, what food can give good polyphenol? For example, berry, dark chocolate. Also, this will help you to increase your brain flow, the blood flow to your brain, blood flow. So your brain will get good blood flow, then you have good connective function. Now, very simple, no? It doesn't seem to be a lot. That's why I said with that, you can even use a guideline of Mediterranean diet, then you can actually capture all these three major items. We'll get more later on, but this is where you first start off will be very good. 嗱，各位朋友記住喺呢方面裏邊咧，好重要有幾樣嘢嘅。第一，你係要有好多叫 good 嘅 omega 3嘅肥嘅魚 ，for example 咩啊三文魚啦、cod 啦、石斑啦，呢啲係全部好嘢嚟嘅，因為呢啲咧係有幫助你咧，有 omega 3幫助你個腦嘅，同埋仲有 walnut 啦，即係呢個合桃啦，咁呢啲咧全部係幫助你咧 build 你個 brain 同埋你個 good function of the brain 嘅。咁仲有咩咧？仲有啦。antioxidant 嘅東西有 vitamin C 啦、E 啦，咁裏邊有咩啊？譬如果仁啊、種子啊、菠菜啊，呢啲東西咧，全部係幫助你咧，保護你大腦咧係能夠俾佢唔會有個 oxidation stress 啊，好重要嘅。咁當然啦，飲去糖茶會好幫手啦。咁亦都去糖茶有好多抗氧化嘅質喺裏邊啦，咁啊提高咗你嘅大腦嘅保護。咁仲有啦。要食一啲嘢係容易喺嗰個食呢個食物裏邊咧有好多果仁啦、朱古力啦，呢啲東西亦都幫助你係增加你嘅血液咧去個腦上面嘅 circulation。當你有呢幾樣嘢嘅時候咧，哇好嘢喎！因為做咗呢個之後咧，你腦咧如果有啲血液係能夠好嘅 circulation 咧。咁你咧其實咧係諗嘢上咧嘅功能咧，亦都係好正嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講，呢個係3樣嘢咧係容易做，亦都可以令到你個腦可以咧係 good 嘅。咁啦，besides that, you need to have also vitamin B, B6, B9, B12. Now, how do you get this B6, B9, B12? Basically, it's very simple. The green leaves have tremendous amount of B6, B12, fortified cereal. All that will be there. Plus, you have turmeric, which is real anti-inflammatory properties, and so that will be another good stuff for you. And then gut, brain. Also, you need to have good probiotics, like for example, yogurt to keep your brain through the gut health support, and that is important. So all these will help you basically to give you better, dementia prevention. OK， 各位同學，仲有咧其他 besides 頭先講 vitamin C and E 啦，你仲要有一樣嘢咧叫做 vitamin B， 就係 B9、B12，呢啲 vitamin 咧係多數有好多 ，for example 你個 green leaves 啊。legumes 呢啲 cereal 呢啲穀物嘅東西咧，全部有晒呢啲 vitamin 嘅。所以其實咧食即係你個 cereal 嘅時候咧，就睇下呢個 cereal 有冇咁多呢個 vitamin 咧，係好有幫助俾你嘅。OK， 咁同埋仲有咧，你食啲產品咧係要降低你嘅anti-inflammatory， 即係食咗之後咧，唔會令到你 cells 係去脹大去 inflame 嗱。其實 hibiscus tea 係個好嘅呢個東西，咁呢啲個東西咧，俾你個 cell 唔會發炎嘅時候會好咯，係咪？咁同埋仲有咧，你食啲嘢要有啲 要有益菌嘅食物，咁令到你嘅腸裏邊咧益菌咧佢嗰啲健康程度更加大。如果佢能夠有咁嘅好處咧，你嘅諗嘢嘅連接力啊，嗰啲全部係好 improve 嘅。啊，仲有一樣好重要，飲夠水。其實點解咧，我係俾好多老 SUT 你飲2個 liter 水咧？因為有好嘅水分咧，你先能夠令到個腦咧 function 係好正嘅。如果唔夠 liter 嘅水分嘅時候咧，你個腦係 function 唔到嘅。即係話，如果係每日飲1個 liter 水，你應該每日飲3個 liter 水啊嘛，最多都2個 liter 啦。如果你唔敢夠水咧，你會好攰啦，你諗唔到嘢啦。啊，原來就係咁啦 ，OK。所以咧，飲水係好緊要嘅 ，OK。Last but not least, remember drinking water, enough water is very important to help you to maintain good brain function. Imagine if you take 1 liter of water a day, you know, you will start feeling very tired, you can think, because you don't have enough water. If you don't have enough water, your brain doesn't function that well. So very simple. That's the reason why Low Shuti suggests 2 liters of water a day at least. Normally, people need to have 3 liters of water, but you now already have 2 liters just from Low Shuti. That will be so important. That's why drinking enough water to make your brain function is very important. Now, we talk about diet. Now we talk about how you can also including the management with your blood sugar so you can get the right food, not to spike your blood sugar way high, and then you can able to continue to manage your blood sugar at the same time with the proper food. Now that is very important because if you have pre-diabetic, diabetes is the same thing. You have to carefully understand what food you take to incorporate for your brain works well, and also you will not overshot your sugar way up and then not managing your blood sugar well. Okay. Now, certainly, I always suggest you should talk to your dietitian because they can give you very specific information to help you to monitor your diabetes at the same time of your overall health and your brain health. Now, reason I want to ask you to go for a dietitian because you're really able to, based on the dietitian, provide you some information to give you a baseline. Now, a lot of people say, hey, I don't know why I want to do this, but if you don't have any baseline, at least, for example, if you know you are a diabetes or pre-diabetic, and then at the same time, you are able to increase your blood sugar up, and you have now diet that give you good blood sugar, wouldn't be that it will be very important. And you can understand that I can only eat 150 grams of carbs, and then I eat how many grams of protein and how many grams of starch. Now you can all monitor all this information to help you out to understand where you're at if you have your blood sugar at a certain area. Like, for example, I'm 6.4 now. This is the baseline I eat. That's why it's important to actually get to know a dietitian so you got a baseline. If you do not have any baseline, you don't know where to change next step. So that's why I suggest everybody should talk to a dietitian if you are pre-diabetic or diabetes, so you have some baseline to further improve, okay? So keep that in mind. But as you know, all of us are taught many times, it's important you have to have your plate. Divide half the plate are all what? Salad. And that salad will have a lot of green vegetable, like lettuce, broccoli, pepper, doesn't matter. All green, half. And then the quarter on the other plate will be your protein. Could be chicken without skin, fish, tofu, beans, doesn't matter. But those are the things. But very little red meat, or even forget about red meat, because those are a very good protein for you. And then you have the other quarter will be your starch. Could be starchy vegetable, could be whole grain, could be even sweet potatoes. But you know, when you have a plate with half of them of all greens and protein, you have a very balanced diet. On top of that, this diet is not going to jack up a lot with your calories and your cholesterol at the same time. And your calories and all your carbs will also maintain all in that plate. So you can also think about you and control yourself in every day, 150 grams of carbs. If you forget how to do that, very easy. Everything you eat, how many cups of chicken, they will tell you how many carbs is there, how many cups or half a cups of berry, how many carbs. So when you do that, look at it and easier add up to the number of carbs. And later on, so I'll give you a system you can measure and write it down. Okay. Now, also, you really have to have a good, healthy fats that included in diets like avocado, nuts, seed, olive oil. Cook your food with olive oil. That will help you tremendously. Also can help you on your blood sugar level and also your brain health, okay? Now remember, every day you drink 2-liter low sugar tea and you put down, steep it for 10 minutes and you have drink 8 cups of low sugar tea. That will be very important. I think that's a typo here. It's not 1 liter, it's 2-liter low sugar tea. 2 liters low sugar tea every day, okay? Because you need the water to help you out to become, get the detox and also to dilution in your blood and also help you to excrete your sugar and also your cholesterol and your salt out so you can lower your blood pressure. So that is so important. 嗱，各位朋友，記住，當你選擇食物嘅時候咧，好重要咧，其實應該走去揾個營養師傾下偈。點解咁講咧？因為營養師咧會教你係做啲乜嘢啊？會教幾樣嘢嘅。第一，你一定有個 baseline。OK， 你如果冇 baseline 咧，你係做唔到你想要嘅東西。因為譬如 for example 啦，我係一個糖尿病患者，我係已經個 blood sugar 咧係7、8嘅地方啦。咁但係你食嘅嘢嘅時候咧，你係同個營養師傾過啊？我要有咁多嘅綠色嘅菜蔬啦，有咁多嘅肉啦。咁你做咗之後 baseline 之後咧，你知道原來我每日只能夠150 gram 個 carbs 喎。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，有啲咁嘅 information 咧，以後你將來去改變嘅時候咧，好容易嘅。你好容易知道點解要食咁多嘢。咁所以變咗嚟講，呢個 baseline 嘅 nutrition 嘅 advice 係好緊要嘅。咁但係如果你做咗一樣嘢嘅時候，最緊要一半係蔬菜全部蔬菜，4分1係肉，我肉係唔係紅肉嚟喎，係雞肉，冇肥皮嘅雞肉，有魚有豆腐嗰種嘅食物。然後仲有1/4咧係我哋有不同嘅穀物啦，或者係番薯啦，呢個係你個 starch。咁呢個 plate 咧就係好健康喎，令到你係 control 到你嘅血呢個你嘅糖嘅食物啦，你嘅碳水化食物啦，你個 cholesterol 啦，同埋你嘅鹽啦，呢啲係全部 control 到，變咗你咧三高都唔會怕啦。咁同埋仲有咧，你食啲嘢咧要唔係好肥嘅，即係唔會有呢個好高肥度嘅東西。咁你當然啦，最好就食啲叫地中海食物嘅菜單，呢個最正。地中海食物菜單，咁你應該係食多啲果仁啦，用橄欖嚟煮飯啊，低脂肪食法啊。每日應該要飲2公升嘅去糖茶，呢個寫錯咗啊，2公升去糖，唔係1個 liter， 2公升嘅去糖㗎。咁咧呢個點解會咁咧？就能夠夠晒 dilution 俾你，等血唔咁結，你將你嘅糖可以排泄咗出嚟，你個膽固醇排泄出嚟，鹽帶咗出嚟，咁你咧就可以更加令到你嘅血壓咧會降低嘅。So besides now we talk about diet control, and so we now go further deeper, dive deeper. Okay, what kind of control we talk about in the type of rice or grains you use. Now, I will not suggest now you continue to eat white rice. The Chinese like to eat white rice, but if we can change give it to brown rice and red rice. Red rice and brown rice is very good because they have lots of fibers for you. Now, certainly in the Western market, maybe you got quinoa, whole wheat pasta, and so forth. You want food that is not a lot of carbs, but a lot of fibers. So that way it will help you to regulate your blood sugar, but also improve your cognitive function. And that is very important. So you want to make sure that not a lot of starch, but a lot of the grain, the food, the whole grain you eat is a lot of fibers, but not a lot of starch, not a lot of carbs. And that helps you to better improve your blood sugar and improve cognitive function. Now, you also need to monitor the food that you take a good low glycemic index. Okay, for example, we later on will give you a chart and you can pay attention what item is really high glycemic index. For example, you will not go to eat an egg tart or a big cake anymore because that will be high in glycemic index. Rather, in turns, you can maybe eat an apple, which is a low glycemic index. That would definitely help you. And also the carb is low. So you also keep looking at what food can help you to give up your brain, improve your brain function, like fatty fish, like salmon, sardine. And also you want to eat a lot of berries, strawberries, raspberry, which has a lot of antioxidant. You want to have green leaf vegetables like spinach, kale, any kind of lettuce. And you want, these are all high vitamin, high antioxidant items. Also will support your brain health. Last but not least, get some nuts with seeds, almond, walnut, chai nuts, flaxseed nuts. These are all very good healthy fats and the nutrition to help your brain, to benefit your brain, okay? So, and this type of diet are very close to the Mediterranean diet. So if you don't know all that, look up Mediterranean diet. That is pretty much, a lot of them is from here. So, and that will help you to control your blood sugar, your carbs, at the same time help you to improve, protect your brain. So this will be a very important step now you need to follow. 嗱，各位朋友，頭先講咗好多咧，可能你話哇，我點做啊？唔緊要，其實重要咧就係選擇咧你個 starch 啊嗰啲東西咧，就用咗谷物嘅東西，紅米啦、brown rice 啦，呢啲係好有幫助你嘅。其實我都依家係食紅米啊，食完之後啊對好好，因為佢好多 fibre， 佢令到血糖唔上高唔上升嘅，就食咗就半碗都唔會上升嘅。咁但係你亦都要用呢個GI index 嘅東西俾你一個 guidance， 係食咩好咧？嗱，千祈唔好食個叉燒包啊嗰啲咁啦，蛋撻啊嗰啲好勁嘅。咁其實呢個咧舊陣時咧好中意食蛋撻嘅，但係睇咗之後咧，我哋依家就唔係好食蛋撻啦已經。咁但係保護個腦嘅食物咧好重要咧，就係三文魚啦、沙甸啦，同埋咧嗰啲嘢全部有高omega 3嘅食物啦。咁同埋咧，仲有食好多生果啦、莓啦、strawberry 啦，呢啲全部有高抗氧化嘅食物，亦都係幫助你咧係個腦細胞唔會影響你嘅記憶嘅。咁同埋仲要食好多菠菜，食好多綠色嘅 vegetable， 呢啲全部係有高維他命啦、抗氧化嘅東西啦，亦都幫助大腦嘅健康嘅。咁最後咧就係果仁啦，好似杏仁啊、合桃啊，呢啲東西亦都係全部係對腦好有健康、好有益腦嘅去幫助腦嘅健康啦，同埋咧唔會幫助你有機會有腦退化啦，係好重要嘅腦嚇。咁呢啲咧全部係好嘢嚟嘅。咁所以呢嚟講咧，如果你有時或者死啦，我都唔記得咁多，唔緊要 ，look it up 喺個電腦度睇翻咧，咩叫地中海嘅餐？咁你就用地中海嘅餐裏邊好多種你食嘅法嘅，呢個咧差唔多，從呢個咧係差唔多幾多嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，你係做呢個咧就一定會好大幫助。So I also brought you a very simple what is the high GI diet here, and what is the middle GI food, and then what is the low GI. And you can see fish is all low GI, chicken, and then chicken is white chicken is also very good. And there are apple, pears, berries, all these things over here, brown rice, all these things, and oat, okay? And all these things will help you not only in brain functioning, but it also help you on your sugar. And we talk about if you take a plate, okay, you talk about 1/2 of the plate are all 100% vegetable. And 1/4 of the plate is going to be your protein, which is going to be the white meat, chicken, fish, tofu, all the good stuff. And the other will be the starchy vegetable, for example, or brown rice to help you. So if you can use this as a chart to guidance, that will help you tremendously. I would suggest if you haven't, take a picture of this slide so you can remember. No longer you will go to the dim sum place to start eating a lot of dan tat, a lot of char siu bao, all these steamed buns were not good for you. So you will eliminate that part of it to be a diet. More important, you gotta look at items like tofu, green vegetable, and this is very important. And you drink milk, you should drink low-fat milk. And in the market now, everybody selling a lot low-fat milk. Matter of fact, I was asking my the attendant in the supermarket is that the low-fat milk actually is sold more than the fat milk now. So keep that in mind, and that's what you gotta do. And I got this slide, take a picture. Now this is the Chinese side. 嗱，呢個係中文版嘅，各位唔該影一張相啦。因為呢個測係對你好重要嘅。千祈唔好食好多呢啲咁嘅叉燒包啊、蛋撻啊，呢啲全部對你嘅 spike 你嘅 sugar 好快嘅。咁最好嘅睇食嘅嘢咧喺呢度下邊揀擇咧，咁你就會係對你十分好有幫助嚇。全部喺呢度下邊嘅揀擇。咁你當然咧食好多紅米啊、brown rice 啊，係對你十分好嘅。所以記住千祈上面嗰就唔好做啦，下邊嗰個咧就 very good 嘅 ，OK。咁你或者影一張相啦。咁牛奶咧最好就食啲係叫做 low fat milk， 即係低脂嘅牛奶啦。咁呢就係喺照我所聽我哋嘅超市嘅員工話俾咧，其實低脂係買多啲嘅現在。Now we talk about food now. So food is going to spike your potential sugar. So you got to mindful to take food that is reduce your blood sugar. So you have to, every time you go out to buy food, you have to look at the label. Wow, does this really increase my blood sugar? And then you also might not want to have like, actual white sugar powder to get a sweet. You can get stevia, ethanol, that can similar sugar taste or sweet, but the carbs are some tremendous lower. Now, sometimes also some people use artificial sugar. That would be good too, but not to use a lot. So use natural sweetener is actually better. And also another thing that you got to do to control your sugar is good to space out your meal. Like for example, after I eat my lunch, my sandwich, but later on in the afternoon, I eat my fruit for my 4 o'clock, 3:30 or whatever. I put my fruit snack. So that way I space it out. I don't eat a lot, so my blood sugar doesn't go up. Maybe go up to 7 and very quickly go back down to 6 or 5. And then later on in a couple hours, I will start again. My snack will be another, maybe a little bit fruits, apple, doesn't matter. So at least I spread it out. My blood sugar doesn't go up really high. And also another thing that you have to do is avoid not to eat. Now, some people thought that, I not to eat. I felt that my blood sugar really good. Well, true, but the problem is you didn't eat, but later on you might be overeat because you feel hungry. So you got to be careful on that. Don't just skip meal to think that you will be kept your blood sugar low. And also, if you're stressed doing work, your blood sugar might not be low, will continue to be up there. So keep that in mind. That is might not necessarily a very good step to do. And certainly you have to continue to monitor the blood sugar level. And it's good to, if you can, get one of these will be very helpful. And this is one of Abbott Libby blood sugar level. So I would check myself all the time. And right now I'm 5.9. You notice I only eat breakfast and it's dropping down already. So this is the kind of things that you got to continue to do. Or if not, you stick a finger, but Abbott Libby is really wonderful. It have no pain. I measure myself 16 times. I have no problem, okay? And you really have to keep a diary of what you eat. Now, later on, I'll give you a chart. You can understand what you eat. And you can write down the snack you eat. And then as time goes on, when you measure blood sugar, you can actually adjust the meal plan that you have. Maybe I have too much sugar. And so that result, you need to monitor it, okay? 嗱，頭先講食物對你腦嘅健康啦，咁但係好重要咧，你係要仲有一樣嘢咧，要知道食咩食物咧能夠幫助降低嘅血糖。腦嘅健康係重要嘅，同你個糖同埋腦健康係相關嘅，因為啲糖高得滯就塞咗去腦啦，係咪？咁你記唔到嘢唔係，咁所以變咗嚟講咧。你買每一樣嘢咧，依家你要睇下個 label 有幾多 carbs 喺度，有幾多 carbohydrate 嘅，即係咁亦都睇到個哇好多肥嘅東西，個有幾多個 gram of fats 啊嗰啲全部寫晒喺度。咁你最緊係買啲係 low fat 啦、low carbs 啦，咁啊梗係好啦，係咪？咁仲有咧，你食嘢嘅時候要有紀律嘅喎，唔好就係咁食。嗱有啲人就話我唔食啦，咁我啲血糖唔高啦，係可能。但係你唔食嘅時候咧，最後你肚餓咧，你可能暴食之後，咁你梗係仲更加差。或者你唔食，但係你仲係好 stress 啦，咁你血糖一樣照升㗎嘛。記唔記得好多時夜晚你瞓咗覺，起身即刻度血糖嘅時候咧，你都係5點幾嘅，但係冇食嘢喎，半個鐘頭我7點幾喎，點解啊？因為個身體會自己話俾你，喂，我要出嚟打仗咯喎，我俾啲糖你去翻工，咁個身體自然 jack 啲糖上去嘅。所以變咗嚟講咧，唔係唔食嘢啲糖就唔會落上嚟，係當然會可以，但係好多時咧，當你做嘢嘅時候咧，亦都有個糖會上去嘅。咁亦都你知道咧，好多時咧要有個計劃性，係點去分翻食啲東西。For example， 我食晏晝之後咧，我4點鐘就食咩啊？我食個 snack 啦，我食個 apple 啦。咁變咗嚟講咧，你唔係全部谷晒一大咧，食好多，你就會變咗嗰啲糖整得好快好高。咁仲有一樣，食完飯之後咧，你一定要寫低食咗乜嘢，同埋有記錄。咁你測翻呢樣嘢，加埋呢個 Libby 嘅計數之後咧，咁你就知道，咦 ，OK 喎，我而家6點1咯喎，咁我食咗乜嘢啊？咁之後咧，咁你就會好快脆咧了解你食咩能夠 jack up 你嘅血糖嘅。咁呢個咧就係我今日咧會 so I gave you this chart. Can you do me a favor? Take a picture of this. Let me explain what this does do. Take a picture, please. Now, basically, this is every day of 7 days, starting on Sunday. You can write down the week and the date here, okay? Like, for example, today is October 7. You write down 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way through. But the good thing here is every day you write down your blood sugar, what you have eat, what you be and before. Now, you got Abbott Libby is real good because you can measure yourself very quickly. If you don't, you can stick yourself with a needle. Is also can be done. But importantly, you write down what kind of food you eat in breakfast. For example, I eat an apple. I eat a piece of bread. So with that, I know with the carbs wise, I will have probably about 15 to 20 grams of carbs. So right now, I eat rice. I eat an apple. I eat a piece of bread. Total will be about 20 grams because apple about 7 and 8 grams, right? So you can write it all down. At the end of the day, you know, you can add up all the carbs. Did I make 150 gram carbs? Okay. Now, if you exercise, I walk 10,000 steps. So you can write down how much you walk. So if you can do this every day and write down the comments what you have, at the end of the day of the week, you write down how many steps you walk, run, and so forth. You know, you have this record, you're going to have only 12 pieces of paper, but you can always review it. If I exercise, my weight is right here. I write down my weight every day. I'm only 170 pounds, for example. After I walk, I get minus 1 pound, and so forth and so on. You keep tracking. Your weight can be come down here, write down. So net result of that, you can always remember my weight has improved because I exercise. The day I don't exercise, what happened to my weight or my blood sugar? With all that, this will give you a tremendous way to motivate you to continue the things you do. So take a picture and write down the things that I just talked about. Weight is on the bottom every day. You make yourself once a day only, and you can able to do that. Now, as I mentioned, besides you have your food intake can improve your brain health, but more important now, you have to talk about practical lifestyle change for your brain health, for your pre-diabetic diabetics, pre-diabetes and diabetes patients. What you gotta do has to have physical activities, manage your pre-diabetic and diabetes. So every week, you gotta have 150 minutes of some kind of exercise. Now, if you can't do a lot of really aerobic exercise, no problem, just walk. Walk will be so good for you because you need to just walk. Now, for people in Hawaii, kind of nice. You can just walk around the Lamora Shopping Center, and there's a big mall. You can walk around, and you can able to achieve your 150 minutes. It's very easy. If you can't walk, walk the neighborhood. In Hong Kong, there's a lot of shopping malls, so you can able to walk, and it's air conditioned and music in there. So isn't that good? Or you just walk in, walk around, and 150 is easy to achieve. And you know what? I also listen to my music while I walk. So is, shopping mall, a lot of music also. If you don't want that music, well, you have your own music. Doesn't matter. It's very important to do the exercise. But more important, you have to have adequate sleep. Sleep is so important. You don't have enough sleep, you have a lot of stress, your blood sugar goes up. So, and that is not going to help your brain. It doesn't help your body. So always have more than 7 hours sleep. 7 to 9 is it. 7 to 8 even better. So do it every night. We want to avoid insulin resistance and your cognitive impairment if you don't have enough sleep. And then you have to also have a good environment to sleep. In other words, it has to be dark, cool, and then you have to basically not to have, have a very relaxing environment to help you sleep. Plus, more important, you have to reduce your stress. Because when you chronic stress, you're not going to help you on diabetic management. And also not help you on the impact of cognitive function also. The studies show if you are stressed, you're not going to remember things. You're stressed, your blood vessels are tightened up. The blood doesn't go back to your back of your brain. So a lot of time, you really are so stressed, you're going to start forgetting names, what I want to do. More you stress, the more it's difficult to remember. So really has to handle your stress. Now, some of the stress to handle is you do meditation, just doing some deep breathing. That will do. Just do it about 5 deep breathing. That will help you. Certainly you can do some yoga and all that. But you really stress, take some deep breath. And that will help you. 嗱，各位同學，好重要我講食啦，其實唔自己食啦。最重要咧，你係要有改變你成個整體嘅生活習慣。仲要行運動啦，你每個禮拜要一定150分鐘運動啦。其實好簡單，香港嚟嘅咁多 shopping mall，行商場得㗎啦。咁同埋你要足夠睡眠，因為有足夠睡眠咧，每日你一定有7個鐘頭至8個鐘頭瞓覺。當你有呢樣嘢嘅時候咧，你個一定嘅人係會身體十分好，對腦亦都健康好嘅。所以一定咧管理糖尿病咧要好有good好睡眠。仲有啦，壓力，如果你有好大壓力咧，你糖一定上升。對你一定唔係好，咁就減除壓力點啊？深呼吸咯，好簡單。飲咗深呼吸話咧，你就一定會舒服好多。咁如果有壓力嘅時候，因為如果你壓力上升，你糖就會繼續上升嘅，所以一定要管理嘅壓力。So another thing is now we talk about all the activities, exercise, lower your blood sugar. You have to have 8 hours sleep or 7 hours sleep. You have to have good dieting. now how I can train my brain to be better, okay? Suddenly you need to do things like puzzles. You know, a lot of elderly folks do puzzle, crossword, Sudoku, things like that, or even do vocabulary recognition. Things like that will help you to stimulate your brain to keep learning, keep functioning. Another thing, to learn some new skill, maybe play guitar, maybe play piano, doesn't matter. It's always good to learn some new skill, or even learn about speaking different language or different craft. I have an elderly person. He liked to build old battleship. Man, that thing is so difficult, but he's doing it one by one. But he loves it because it really gave him a total activities to focus and use his hand, and he won't get shaky hand. So he is wonderful, and he's 80-something years old, okay? Also, you can go read books. So you can able to increase your learning, understanding what's happening in the world. You have also think about critical thinking, because reading, you get you to think. You don't just read, you think what's happening. The last but not least, you have to play games with your friends, socialization. Now in Hong Kong, and I know in Hawaii, many places, they play mahjong. That will be a good one. You can play card game, board game, card game, doesn't matter. But keep active to play games, because a game improves cognitive function. So do games, and that help you to continue to get excited and go move forward. Even though you do video game, it's okay. Get a couple people involved together so you can cheer it up and think about it. Oh, go. So do that to help you to get your cognitive activities active. 認知活動咧係好重要嘅，嗱就千祈唔好就係坐喺度算啦。你一定要做下咩啊？譬如 puzzle 啦，整啲字啊，係對你好方便。So 好重要咧，係要將你嘅動力咧。係喺呢個諗嘢方面去認知活動。咁呢認知活動咧係有咩嘢咧 ？For example 咧就係 for example 有你嘅唔好淨係坐喺度睇電視啦，要做puzzle 啦，同埋有啲學習嘅新嘅技能啦，去玩吉他或者鋼琴啊，或者任何嘅嘢都 OK 嘅。嗱，好多人咧就用呢個我有個老人家80歲啦，但係好中意砌啲佢個模型啊，個戰艦模型佢畫咗好仔細嘅，咁佢好開心做呢樣嘢。咁都係讀書都 OK 嘅，因為讀書咧能夠了解讀嘅乜嘢啊，同埋你喺思維上咧有改變啊，學新嘅建議啊。咁仲有啦，玩遊戲好重要嘅，因為玩遊戲更加令到你係有個 socialization 啦，聽到你講嘅東西啦，仲有咧就係更加係鍛鍊嘅大腦啦，更加俾你靈活到你玩遊戲嘅時候啦。所以玩咩遊戲都得，玩卡又得，捉棋又得，麻雀又得，繼續要玩，因為玩咗之後咧，你就可能夠幫你朋友一齊去開開心心傾下偈，大家笑下，咁就好有幫助嘅。嗱，當我哋有咁上年紀嘅時候咧，你嘅開始有唔記憶咧，好重要咧，就要即係繼續去睇醫生嘅。Okay, so when you are really getting to a certain age, you are now getting really at the end of the day, very important. When you get down to a certain age, it's very important. You know that you are need to really get to have going to see doctor. You have to monitor at the doctor. Rather, you got to go see doctor. You get doctor to monitor you, regular checkup. So that is very important for you. And you need to continue to how to manage properly with your diabetes. And you got to stay on top of your health. Make sure they don't get worse. Now, imagine when you get older, you can be crashed very easily. And you don't want to be in that position, suddenly become crashed very easily. So you need to continue to see yourself. My blood sugar is okay, my cholesterol okay, or blood pressure okay. If your 3 highs are okay, the risk of you get worse are limited. So very important, you will continue to monitor your health all the time. And once you get worse, like for example, my blood sugar really shot up very high or my blood pressure got real high, you got to see a doctor. So net result, you are continue to monitor your blood, your 3 high. You continue to look at your health, what happened. You can also continue effective manage your diabetes, your pre-diabetic diabetes, measure your blood sugar. So monitoring is so important for you. 嗱，各位，因為我到整下咧，我就會年老啦。咁你睇醫生咧，就要真係繼續咧係去睇醫生嘅，唔好唔記得睇醫生。因為你唔記得睇醫生嘅時候咧，老人家係好快嘣一聲跌落去咧，你個身體係好快壞，係好能夠即係唔會即係咁容易好翻嘅。咁你繼續你睇住又係三高咧，如果你繼續係有一個好好嘅三高係控制到咧，咁你就永遠都係 good 嘅，即係會好好嘅身體健康。咁所以變咗你個 risk 咧，其他病咧就會少嘅。咁記住，你管理糖尿病，你一定要管理到低咗你三高咧，你 chance 繼續差落去咧就唔高嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，你一定係用呢個方案咧。係記住成日睇住你三高，唔好俾佢高上嚟。咁你 chance 有其他嘢咧 will be a good stage, okay? Now, but on the hand, besides just monitor health, go to see doctor regularly, understand your 3 high are not higher than normal, are not higher than not normal. So you are continue to do that. But on the hand, you can need to also tap into your local network. Like the community network that give you continued support. A lot of people go to elderly center, that's okay. So you can able to ask for those support for you. And you have socialize there, they can check your blood pressure and all that, connected with people. That is actually a very good activities for you. Socialize, talk to those people. And also read up on new idea how to prevent dementia, how to prevent your diabetes, how to manage your diabetes, and how to get better connective wellness. Those are new technology, and you need to continue to read up. So importantly, to keep looking at it and then talking to the doctors, and then especially the people who are at risk, like your diabetes, you're elderly, these are the people that need to continue to look into to give you support, especially children. Don't think that I'm old and you can remember all the good things about yourself. You have to ask your children to watch over you or your friends watch over you, because if you have dementia, you really forget how to go to see doctor. So you need that support to remind you, go see doctor. So imagine if I'm already start getting dementia, my doctor appointment, they will forget it, okay? So you need that support to get your friends or relative to remind you to see doctors or even take you there. So that, keep that in mind. It's a very practical thing. Might be look kind of funny. You mean someone have to remind me? For now, you might think that it's not, but in a year from now, it will really good requirement. So keep that in mind and write things down. My doctor appointment is Thursday, 3 p.m. Put a big note out there and every day look at it. Then you can remember. If not, you're going to forget it. So I have all my relatives, I give them a big calendar, with a date. And then I tell them to write it there, put a yellow tag over there. And so they can remember. And that really helps because they remember when to see the doctor. 嗱，記住，因為當我老人家嘅時候，你可能好多嘢唔記得咗嘅，同埋咧你冇咗一個聯網嘅所謂叫社交嘅 support 咧，你可能會好多嘢唔記得。咁有時你已經係老啦，又有糖尿病啦，或者前期患病啦，你開始有少少 dementia 嘅東西咧，你係要靠你嘅 support 嘅周圍嘅人，你嘅女啊、新抱啊、仔啊、親戚朋友啊。去 remind 你，如果佢唔話俾你聽或者唔提你，真係唔記得咗咯喎。咁你又唔記得睇醫生，咁你又唔記得食藥，咁啊弊啦。所以其實咧，呢個睇方面咧係好重要咧，要俾你嘅親戚朋友或者你嘅周圍 你嘅裏邊嘅人咧，就算 neighbor 都好啊，即係你個家人鄰舍提你睇醫生都好重要嘅。其實好重要咧，就係呢個嘢咧係要繼續去 set up，繼續話俾人聽，我係開始有少少忘記㗎咯，再你幫下手啦，或者禮拜堂嘅朋友啊，呢啲係全部要開始做嘅。如果唔係咧，遲啲你真係整下咧唔記得咗嘅時候，要你做嘅時候咧，你都唔記得問人啦，已經冇咗呢樣嘢。所以依家開始咧，去適合呢個地方，去能夠俾你屋企人知道我係要需要幫手嘅。咁等佢哋會繼續幫你咧，提你睇醫生啦。咁我咧就俾咗一個，即係好多時我就有個大嘅人嚟嘅，有1、2、3、4、5、6，即係如果有睇醫生之後，叫佢寫個黃色嘅 text 喺度，咁佢咧就知道啊，我星期6要睇醫生，我星期5睇醫生，我幾點鐘啊？咁同埋要話埋俾人聽邊個帶你睇醫生，咁呢個係好重要嘅。OK， so we talk about low sugar, what is it for? Lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and also blood pressure. It really worked. There's only 2 things there. So we definitely help you go down with blood sugar, your cholesterol, and blood pressure. Important, if you lower your 3 high, the chances of your other problem will be really pretty much lower the risk. So in conclusion, cognitive health is so important. You have to have a whole holistic approach. You have to manage your diabetes and your pre-diabetic, for example, and if you can able to manage it with proper brain boosting food and your lifestyle adjustment and getting support, most likely you get dementia, your risk will become much lower. And that you have to have good nutrition diet, meaning that you have to have good omega-3 food, good fatty acid, like for example, sardine, cod, salmon, good antioxidant, with vegetable, green leaf vegetable, polyphenol, vitamin B, all these things is very important for you. The lifestyle changes, you have to have regular exercise, stress management. You have to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours. And you have to engage your mind with all kinds of activities. You got to read, you got to do puzzle, you got crossword, learn new skills, doesn't matter. Have games, game board, play cards, mahjong. All that has to be so important for you. You get your brain to have brain exercise, if you will call it. The cognitive exercise is so important to help you to continue to get your brain to be smart and sharp. And also you have to keep checking your health, because remember, when you get down to 60, 70 years old, your health will suddenly just drop, boom. And so net result, you have to keep yourself, continue to support good health, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your blood sugar has to be well monitored. More important, you have to let your friends, your relatives, all the people all around you tell you that, hey, I might get things like forgetful, and I will eventually become maybe potential dementia. So you have to have the supported network to help you to remember, to go see doctor, all the important things. If I change my behavior, what's going to happen? Those are the things that you need to get your friends or relatives to help you, to get you to be really support you, to give you the right doctors to go see, and so forth and so forth. Because if you have dementia, you might not remember to go to the doctor. And I have so many friends who have dementia have the same issue. If they didn't tell their son, they will totally forget to see doctor. So too bad, okay? So I hope you are not in that boat. So get that support network. You can be a church friend, could be whatever, give you that support. That is important. And you should start now to analyze who will help you and continue to work on that. Now, you might say, well, I don't need it. I don't want to bother people. But it's not bother, because as time goes on, when you really become forgetful and you can't get that support, and that will happen. And at that time, you don't remember to ask already. So ask now, okay? 各位朋友，嗱，今日講嘅好多嘢咧，係關於腦點能夠令佢個腦更加健康咧？食物係好重要嘅。嗱，食物有咩好重要咧？你食嘢一定要有好嘅 omega-3嘅fatty fish 譬如三文魚codfish 嗰啲啦，咁就係抗氧化嘅東西啦。For example， 綠色嘅菜蔬啦，要食多酚嘅東西，多維他命嘅東西啦。咁其實好多 berry nuts 嗰啲全部俾你食啦。 你生活習慣又要改變啦，你要開運動啦，150分鐘運動啦，你要冇咁多壓力啦，睡眠夠7個至8個鐘頭睡眠啦，仲要咧你嘅腦咧係要繼續係去玩遊戲啦，個 stim 你個腦啦，可以講得為俾你個腦係要有 exercise 啦。如果你講嘅 stim 嚟嘅話，咁你個腦 exercise 咧，學嘢啦，彈琴啦，玩音樂啦，玩棋牌啦，玩麻將啦，呢全部係 stim 嚟嘅。因你冇呢樣嘢咧，同埋你仲有咧同人一齊玩嘅時候，你有 socialization 好重要嘅。冇呢樣嘢咧，第時好弊嘅。你可能真係唔記得咗，亦都冇咗個 social contact，咁就好弊啦。咁同埋咧要監控咗咧，仲有一樣嘢咧就係，當你係開始唔記得嘅時候，你係會唔記得去睇醫生。嗱，呢樣嘢好弊，你一定要早啲物識啲人，你嘅周圍邊個 support 你，好似你仔都 support 你啦，或者你朋友 support 你啦。如果冇仔嘅話，你 church 嘅朋友啦。咁變咗嚟講，你好多人 support 你嘅時候咧，咁佢哋就話俾你聽，嗱，可能我唔記得喎，咁你可唔可以提我啊？咁叫啲後生啲朋友提你嘅時候咧，咁你就好有好處啦。因為到你真係唔記得嘅時候咧，你唔會識問佢嘅。依家就問定先，咁當你真係有唔妥嘅時候咧，人哋已經係幫你 support 緊你啦，咁你就冇問題啦，繼續去可以生活啦。所以好重要咧，係識呢班人，知道邊啲人係繼續幫助你，咁然後咧你先能夠繼續咧係你呢個支持你嘅網絡咧係十分重要。咁繼續去做呢樣嘢，咁你繼續咧就會維持一個身體健康，同埋咧係你個腦咧係唔會壞咗去，又唔會好快脆跌到去由 dementia 真係越整越差，因為 dementia 咧係 basically 係只能夠控制嘅，會越嚟越差嘅。如果你唔 work on 佢嘅話，我哋今日咧講座咧係到呢度啦。咁如果咩問題咧，我希望能夠可以答你嘅。So today our lecture, I hope you have a good idea. It's a real good information to let you remember not only food diet to give you, as I mentioned, good omega food, omega-3 fatty food, good sleep, less stress, control blood sugar. But you also need exercise your brain. And to do that, you have to have reading, also with your game and so forth, play mahjong. And plus, more important, the social network to help you, to support you while you can at this time not being dementia. Because by the time you become dementia, you will not know how to ask because you already do not remember to ask. So very important, you have to basically ask now of your friends to help you out so you will have the support you need. Rather, by the time you get to real dementia, you have no support to eat, you will forget to get a doctor, forget a medication, then your health become crash. And I don't want you to see that. I hope today will give you a very good general idea to get you to be a better managing your potential future dementia, managing your pre-diabetic diabetes, and also help you to really change your lifestyle, can prevent you to not getting a dementia, and that'll be wonderful. We all want to be healthy, enjoy our grandchildren, but I can remember my grandchildren, remember my wife, enjoy my wonderful environment. And I hope that that's what I'm trying to get the message across to everybody. I hope you will have a wonderful understanding what I'm doing. And if you have any further questions, do write to me, Andy, A-N-D-Y, at WAHFONG.com, or WhatsApp me, 852 area code 3001-5644. So do ask questions, and I love to answer your question if you have any question. I hope that you can have a wonderful time, and thank you for your time that listen to this webinar. I'm sorry today is slightly longer, but I thought it would be important to get you a good webinar, get to better understanding, and prevent you from getting worse or even not get into the dementia. And you can be good, healthy, and enjoy your grandchildren and good life. Thank you very much. And thank you again. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. If there's no questions, I will say goodbye and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Thank you for participating in our webinar. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye bye.